to the clean room. The research staff will greet you on the other side of the clean room. Thank you for your attention, and welcome to the team. Please enter the clean room. I have been instructed to inform you that Director Elwood has issued mandatory overtime due to uncompleted milestones. Consequently, staff will not be allowed to leave the labs until the piezonucleic lining project has been completed. Please report to the project lead, Dr. Elwood Woolham, for specific research assignment. Starting decontamination sequence.
LOL, se hizo mi amigo. Ah, tomé agua radiactiva. Buenas noches, mi amor. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo sigues? Para un poquito de todo. Ah, cabrón. Maldita basura. A ver, ¿qué es esto? Ok. ¡Ahora, basura! ¡Oli! A ver... ¿Qué cosa sirve? Es de aluminio. LOL. Aquí hay otra. Tenemos que ir para arriba. Para arriba. Creo que reiniciamos esta zona. Vamos a guardar aquí. Ok. Y ahí está esa cosa. Tenemos que robar eso. De hecho, en esa computadora tenemos que hacer cosas para la misión. Así que vamos a ver qué tanto hay por aquí. Lápiz. Me siento lento. ¿Qué será esto? Documento técnico. Ok, vamos por acá. Ay, no me acostumbro a que camine solo. Palanca, tengo que comprar un nuevo control. A ver si en el Buen Fin hay un control. Voy a comprar un control normal, ya pinches controles de Elite son una pendejada. Creo que mañana bueno, al rato cuando acabe voy a consultar precios ya directamente para comparar todos, ya que estemos bien adentrados en el Buen Fin. Ok, aquí está esta. Y a ver, contenedor isótopos, sistema de instalaciones, a la blanca, solicitud de contraseñas, esta cosa. Regresa con la mamona esa, con desdemona. Bien. Esta cosa. Creo que ya no hay nada más. Lápiz. Ah, cierto, los lápices sí los necesito, tienen plomo. ¿Quién verga le pone plomo a los lápices? Antes del... ¡Ay! El grafito tenía plomo. Ok. abrimos. Y tenemos que hacer eso. Bien, primero vamos a abrir acá, consigamos el isótopo que nos hace falta. Y listo. ¿Ontará Humberto? ¿Ya se habrá muerto? Abrimos aquí con contraseña. Abrir esta cochinada. Y nos va a salir el radioactivo. Perfecto. Vamos a tomarnos una de esas cosas. Radix. Hola. Tomar, escopetas, aquí está, ya, con eso. Y es esta cosita. Bien. Ok, vámonos de aquí. Ok, aquí cuáles eran. A ver, vamos a analizarlos. Hidrocarburo de litio. Izquierda. Creo que es el que necesitamos. El otro que necesitamos es oro. Entonces quitamos este. Y ponemos este. A ver qué es. Oro. Listo. Ejecutar cosa cargada. Ejecutando. Cargada. Ahí va, ahí va, ahí va, ahí va. Listo. Coraza de servo armadura. Piso nucleica. Bien. Fíjense que esa coraza que traemos ahorita nos hubiera servido. Hola, ¿ya me deja salir?
Director Elwood has issued mandatory overtime due to uncompleted milestones. Have you completed the research on the Pisa nucleic lining project?
The prototype is done.
Wonderful. Mandatory overtime mode disengaged. Clean room override disengaged. The director will want to see this immediately.
Perfecto.
Please,
Vámonos.
follow me.
Bien, guardamos aquí por si acaso. Chorrada, güey, lleva como 20.000 años ahí almacenado. Vamos a agarrarnos la bebida, la otra bebida y los pinches cartuchos de pinche droga. ¿No, verdad? Una Nuca-Cola. ¿Saben cuánto pesa una Nuca-Cola? ¿Y cómo sé que la gente de aquí era fuerte? Una Nuca-Cola pesa 1 kilo. No mamen, pesa 1 kilo. ¿Qué demonios? Pesa 1 kilo una Nuca-Cola, qué pedo.
This is Director Elwood's office. I expect he will be quite excited to see the prototype. Sir, wonderful news. The nucleus-strictive blading project has finally produced a working prototype. Director Elwood, HR has requested that I remind you to respect employees' personal space. I must apologize for the director. He hasn't been himself lately. Must be the office flu. Payroll systems indicate that I have been authorized to provide you with a completion bonus at this time. Here is your bonus, minus taxes and benefits. Unfortunately, due to a lack of current projects, we must lay off redundant staff members at this time. This is not a reflection on your work. and we will be happy to provide you with a positive reference. Shutting down.
Ah.
Payroll systems indicate that I have been authorized to provide you with a completion bonus at this time. Here is your bonus, minus taxes and benefits. Unfortunately, due to a lack of current projects, we must lay off redundant staff members at this time. This is not a reflection on your work, and we will be happy to provide you with a positive reference. Shutting down.
Ah. Me da mucha gracia cómo se suicida.
Payroll systems indicate that I have been authorized to provide you with a completion bonus at this time. Here is your bonus, minus taxes and benefits. Unfortunately, due to a lack of current projects,
$25 americanos de una de las Commonwealth me pagaron
This is not a reflection
por
on
todo el
your
desmadre
work,
que hice.
and we will be happy to provide you with a positive reference. Shutting down. Here's your bonus, minus taxes and benefits. Unfortunately, due to a lack of current projects, we must lay off redundant staff members at this time. This is not a reflection on your work, and we will be happy to provide you with a positive reference. Shutting down. Here is your bonus, minus taxes and benefits. Unfortunately, due to a lack of current projects, we must lay off redundant staff members at this time. This is not a reflection on your work, and we will be happy to provide you with a positive reference. Shutting down. Here is your bonus, minus taxes and benefits. Unfortunately, due to a lack of current projects, we must lay off redundant staff members at this time. This is not a reflection on your work, and we will be happy to provide you with a positive reference. Shutting down. Here's your bonus, minus taxes and benefits. Unfortunately, due to a lack of current projects, we must lay off redundant staff members at this time. This is not a reflection on your work, and we will be happy to provide you with a positive reference. Shutting down.
Y al final me lo dieron. Listo. Ya nos podemos largar de aquí. Pero vamos a hacerlo otra vez. Quiero que me dé los dos. Vamos a ver si lo da. Si lo vuelve a dar, ya sí, ya nos quedamos. Pero si era las dos. Miren, le sale sangre. ¿Por qué le sale sangre a un robot? Está muy raro, le sale sangre a un robot.
Here's your bonus, minus taxes and benefits. Unfortunately, due to a lack of current projects, we must lay off redundant staff members at this time. This is not a reflection on your work, and we will be happy to provide you with a positive reference. Shutting down. Here's your bonus, minus taxes and benefits. Unfortunately, due to a lack of current projects, we must lay off redundant staff members at this time. This is not a reflection on your work, and we will be happy to provide you with a positive reference. Shutting down. Here's your bonus, minus taxes and benefits. Unfortunately, due to a lack of current projects, we must lay off redundant staff members at this time. This is not a reflection on your work, and we will be happy to provide you with a positive reference. Shutting down.
Ahora sí se suicidó de la chingada.
minus taxes and benefits. Unfortunately, due to a lack of current projects, we must lay off redundant staff members at this time. This is not a reflection on your work, and we will be happy to provide you with a positive reference. Shutting down.
No, nada más me dio el otro.
Here is your bonus, minus taxes and benefits. Unfortunately, due to a lack of current projects, we must lay off redundant staff members at this time. This is not a reflection on your work, and we will be happy to provide you with a positive reference. Shutting down. Here is your bonus, minus taxes and benefits. Unfortunately, due to a lack of current projects, we must lay off redundant staff members at this time. This is not a reflection on your work, and we will be happy to provide you with a positive reference. Shutting down. Here is your bonus, minus taxes and benefits. Unfortunately, due to a lack of current projects, we must lay off redundant staff members at this time. This is not a reflection on your work, and we will be happy to provide you with a positive reference. Shutting down.
A ver, ¿cuál me dio ahora? Ah, me dio el culero. Ah, mejor nos vamos a quedar con el que nos dé. De esa cosa.
Your bonus, minus taxes and benefits. Unfortunately, due to a lack of current projects, we must lay off redundant staff members at this time. This is not a reflection on your work, and we will be happy to provide you with a positive reference. Shutting down.
A ver. Ah, bueno, ya nos quedamos con este. Bien. Ok. Tenemos que volver con la mamona, digo con Desdemona. A ver.
We got a lot of synths in play right now. Makes things really dangerous.
Excellent work. On our side, we've gone through your report. It was extraordinary. So many pieces of the puzzle clicked into place. Our final analysis indicates the Institute is far more formidable than we ever feared or imagined. If we stage a mass breakout, Patriot's 13 synths will undoubtedly be the last we ever save. Instead, we use this one chance to rescue all the synths. Every last one of them.
Is that even
¿Es
possible?
posible?
Hopefully, Patriot's core escape plan will scale up. If it can't, well, we'll deal with it as it comes. The Institute will never let their slaves go without a fight. So the heart of our problem is manpower. Even if we call in all our agents, and we will, we won't be able to hold our own against the Institute for long. Talk with C-114. If the synths down there want freedom, they must fight and risk their lives to earn it.
Z1 seems capable of that.
We always thought Patriot was the savior of the synths. But it may be more accurate to say that Z1 is. As much as we owe Patriot, we can't be certain how committed he is. If he learns we're willing to kill to free synths, he may not have the
Nunca había
stomach
hecho
for
esta
it.
misión, ¿eh?
So get what you need from him and then cut him loose. Good luck. We're all with you.
Ok.
Can't need you in the room.
Bulb blue, huh? Not a bad look. Make sure.
Alian Bennett. A ver, vamos al instituto.
Sounds like those raiders of Libertad are quite a handful.
Father is more than just our leader. He is our creator.
We must speak quickly. We cannot risk being discovered. I have made arrangements. I can get the 13 we discussed in a position, but
Primero voy a dejarle la contraseña a este bastardo.
You get me what we talked about, and I'm in business.
Liam, I got your username and password.
You railroad guys really deliver, you know? Hooking that ancient tech up to the modern terminals is going to be seriously time-consuming, even with that password. So hand it over and I'll get started.
This is a delicate operation. Are you okay if we have to use violence?
Why do you ask? There are
Ah, que la verga. Di que sí, pendejo. Tal que si estamos ayudando te pones roñoso.
This is a delicate operation. Are you okay if we have to use violence?
Good question. If we find ourselves in that position, we pull the plug and wait for another opportunity. We can't risk anyone's life over this.
Here you go.
Great. Listen, I need a favor. Z-114 is working the atrium again. Can you give him an update? It's safer if you do it.
Ok, vamos.
Hey, Z1.
You must speak quickly. We cannot risk being discovered. I have made arrangements. I can get the 13 we discussed into position. But, tell me, do you think Mr. Benet's plan will work?
You having second thoughts?
I'd risk anything for my people. It's just that Mr. Benet is many things, but he isn't always the most practical. And this plan is very risky.
A better plan is to use this opportunity to rescue everyone. But Sins will have to fight for it.
And I thought Mr. Benet's plan was too ambitious. Of course, I'd fight for my freedom. And I know of a few others that might as well. But enough to face all the guards? Perhaps...
Hola
we
Alex, buenas
stand up
noches.
openly to the scientists.
¿Qué andas haciendo
More
por
of my
acá?
people would join
Ando
us.
aquí jugando
Yes.
esta pinche mamada, una misión que
Even
nunca
if
había
most
hecho.
don't join the fight, certainly
Desde
there are
hace
many
tantos
others
años
who have
aquí en
been
el
waiting their
Fallout
whole
4 nunca había
lives
hecho
for
esta
this.
misión.
But we
No sé
should
qué vaya a
be
salir,
prepared for some of
seguramente
the
me voy a
sins to fight
enemistar antes
against
con
us.
el instituto.
All people
Ten
want to
fe.
be free. They just need the opportunity to take it.
If the railroad inspires everyone like you do, the SRB is wise to fear you. You will give my people an opportunity, and they will flock to us. I admire Mr. Benet a great deal. We can't tell him about this plan. It's his people we'll be fighting.
Aquí pasando el
I will
rato.
talk to my friends.
¿Qué andas jugando?
Meet me here tomorrow. If I don't make our
Ay,
appointment,
güey.
assume the worst.
Ok. Dale un día a C114. Dale un día. Me voy a sentar aquí y le voy a dar un día. Esperar 24 horas. Fall Guys, jaja, ¿le caes? Ah, sí, nada más hago esta misión porque... Pues porque quiero ver qué pedo con esta pinche misión. Vamos al Fuck Guys. ¿Me dejas hacer stream, Alex, ahí en el Fuck Guys? Bien, ya le di un día. Así de sencillo, me senté en este lugar por un día.
Hey, Z1.
I asked my friends if they'd take up arms for their freedom. I was surprised at the number of volunteers. Perhaps once the fighting begins, many others will join us. But we will fight and die very quickly unless we have weapons. A lot of them. Given the right materials, we can make our own crude but serviceable weapons. Unfortunately, we're missing a few critical ingredients.
What ingredients?
Ingredientes.
Gunpowder, laser focusing crystals, and a couple other things.
Couldn't we just steal some weapons?
All munitions are tightly guarded by the SRB. Even if we managed to take some, it would certainly be noticed. And surprise is essential to everything.
Go on.
The Institute's always expanding. Excavation just completed on one of the sublevels. The mining equipment has been packed into crates and they haven't been moved yet. That equipment has everything we need. Thanks to Mr. Binet, the construction crew is populated solely by my friends.
Alex, ya no me contestó nada.
But they're under constant supervision. How do you feel about killing some guards?
I'll do it, if it's necessary.
We could come up with no other way. After you eliminate the guards, we'll move the supplies and blow up the tunnels behind us. To the SRB, it will be a tragic construction accident that killed many synths. Rare, but not unheard of. And then, our dead friends can assemble the weapons we need. Good luck.
Esto va a estar difícil. Mata a los guardas del túnel. Nah, me voy a enemistar con el pinche instituto antes de comenzar.
Nice work bringing that rogue synth back.
Sí, mijo, ya. Ya te veo. Ok. Pues vamos. A ver si no se arma Troya aquí abajo. Y si se arma Troya, pues ya ni modo. ¿Qué más da? A ver. Vamos a ello. Guardamos. Proseguimos.
Reporting status. All functions normal. Nothing to report, sir. Scanning. Subject identified. Scanning unknown identity. Clearance confirmed.
A ver, ¿qué pasa si me tomo un Steel Boy? Bueno, me pongo un Steel Boy. Y tengo Steel Boys aún. Ajá, verdad. Preguntando que si me dejas streamear en tu pinche partida. Hola, adiós. Ok, le robamos esto y le ponemos una granada y nos piramos. Hola. Date stream XD. No sé, que luego también el pinche Chris se pone roñoso. Pero voy a streamear, se pone medio roñoso. Como si todo el mundo lo conociera y dijera, ¡ah, ese es Chris! Vamos a... Creo que maté a un científico, lo que sea. Vamos a tomarnos algo porque si no voy a morir. Una Nuca-Cola, ¿cuánto me servirá? ¡Dale, puto de mierda! A ver, ¿a quién maté hace rato aquí? Ah, chinga.
My programming allows you to terminate in self-defense. CQB protocol engaged.
Más esos güeyes ni siquiera se inmutan cuando pongo guardia. Tienen un vergo de fuerza esos cabrones. Ay, se le cayó un brazo. Sí, el pinche Chris se pone sus moños, dice que no va a haber cosas privadas aquí en el stream. Que gente se podía enterar. Digo, no mames, güey. ¿Quién te conozca? De hecho, a mí, ¿quién coño me conoce? O sea, no he encontrado en el stream a alguien que sea random y me diga, ah, yo conozco a ese güey. Sí, no mames. Nadie me conoce. Y eso es lo que me saca de onda del Chris. Lo que me saca de onda del Chris muchas veces, o sea, se siente muy importante y piensa que todo el mundo lo conoce y todo el mundo lo va a arrastrar por lo que diga en un stream. Así de no mames, güey. Nadie nos conoce. Nadie. Aunque ponga mi pinche Facebook aquí como directamente en el stream, nadie me conoce. A ver, no tengo la suficiente fama. Y aún así si la tuviera.
You have done your part, and we'll do ours. Weapon construction will begin immediately.
This is a good start.
The greatest challenge remaining is keeping all of this secret from the SRB. So we're being very careful, which, unfortunately, takes time. For now, please continue working with Father. We can't afford for him to grow suspicious. When my people are ready, I will contact you.
Ok, ¿qué dice? Sigue trabajando con padre. Bien. Ok. Misiones. Sigue trabajando con padre. Con el compadre. Llega a Bunker Hill. Eso de Bunker Hill está medio culero. Cubierta subterránea. Vamos acá. Vamos a hacer esa misión. Nomás porque yo lo. Ya vi por dónde es. Es aquí abajito. Vale. Ay, el pinche Chris. Hace rato me mandó un mensaje el Chris. Me dijo que lo dejo en visto. Me digo, no mames, güey, me llamas cuando todavía estoy en el trabajo y se me olvida que me llamaste. Y creo que también me dejó en visto. Ay, supermutante. Vamos a matar a esos supermutantes. A ver si no me terminan haciendo papilla. Vamos a guardar aquí. Ay, güey, un pinche perro mutante. Pinche perro cara de escroto. Bueno, ya, le dimos su madre. ¡Ah! ¡Te crees muy vergas! Órale, imbécil. Tenemos otro revólver explosivo. ¿Quién más está aquí adentro? Super mutante carnicero. Lo bueno de tener a la hermandad del acero de mi parte. Informe de Mirlo. Encuentra a la gente Mirlo. No mames, es esa casa de la verga. Ahí vamos. recuerdo que cuando hicimos estas misiones, de hecho ni siquiera llegamos a estas misiones, lo que pasó es que eliminé luego a los del Railroad. Los eliminé, los hice mierda. No me arrepiento de nada, obvio. Son unos malditos lunáticos. ¡Cállate! Ah, el agente Mirlo murió. Aquí está su cadáver. Mucha gente Mirlo se convirtió en pomada. Ah, que la verga, hijos de su puta madre. Malditas escorias. Ya les dé puto cáncer. Ah, sí, pues de hecho es muy fácil que les dé cáncer. Malditas basuras. De hecho, por esa razón dejé de jugar con esos bastardos con los que me recibieron allá en el Fallout 76. Habían elegido el bando de los saqueadores. Me emperran los saqueadores. Los odio. Es decisión de cada quien para hacer lo que quiere. Sí, también es decisión de mandarlos a chingar a su puta madre. Cagan. Siento una Coca-Cola, ¿cuánto? Me gusta. ¿Tú qué? ¡Órale, pinche Mayan Lure! Todo se pone tan surreal que nos agarramos a potazos con los Mylux. Bien, vamos a informar que su pinche gente valió mierda. Hola, tu agente valió mierda. Gracias.
The survivor from Augusta, Blackbird, is dead. I didn't find any evidence of where the synth is.
As I expected. Well, at least you weren't hurt. Perhaps Desdemona will listen to me next time. Hopefully this will help you in your future missions. Now, if you don't mind...
Bien. A iterar esto.
Hopefully this will help you in your future missions. Now, if you don't mind...
A ver, me lo veo. No.
Hopefully this will help you in your future missions. Now, if you don't mind...
Hey there.
Hopefully this will help you in your future missions. Now, if you don't mind...
Hey there.
Vale.
Hopefully this will help you in your future missions. Now, if you don't mind...
Hey there.
Hopefully this will help you in your future missions. Now, if you don't mind...
Hey there. Good to see you again.
Hopefully this will help you in your future missions. Now, if you don't mind...
A ver, ¿es esa?
Good to see you again.
No.
Hopefully this will help you in your future missions. Now, if you don't mind...
Hey there. Good to see you again.
Hopefully this will help you in your future missions. Now, if you don't mind...
Hey there. Good to see you again. Heard word that you've been up north. Maybe run into some synths that way. Did I hear correctly?
You heard right. I found a place called Acadia, full of synths.
I knew it. There was always talk of some place up north, but we couldn't ever verify it. Do they need our help? Can we establish some formal communications with them?
They could absolutely use the railroad's help.
That's maybe the best news I've heard in a long time. Look, I'll head up north as soon as I can. If we can talk face to face with these synths, it's a good start. Thanks, Professor. This could make a huge difference for us.
Okay.
I suppose you're here for my medical service.
Bien, vamos a hacerlo de Bunker Hill. ¿Por qué? Pues porque yo lo... Tengo que llevarme Paladin Dance para esa misión. Vamos a Bunker Hill. Esto se va a convertir en Troya.
Bunker Hill. What it like? They must want to protect something awful precious.
Ya le dije a la hermandad, ya le dije a los del ferrocarril, ya les dije a todos, para que se arme Troya aquí bien chido.
Watch your tone, Sin.
Next time, move faster. Our targets are inside. 4 synths under railroad protection. Majority of the settlement is uninvolved, and our
Ya le dije a
expected
todos, es que se va a armar Troya aquí,
situation
no de
appears to
madre.
have escalated. A covert approach is likely impossible. We move in, secure the synths, and I relay out with them back to the Institute. Clear? The mission's parameters just changed. We go in shooting. Requesting backup relay now.
Miren, llegaron todos, llegaron la hermandad, llegaron el ferrocarril. Y están aquí los sintéticos, los del instituto. Están todos aquí presentes. Nos vamos a agarrar a putazos entre todos.
Don't have the key.
¿Cómo llegamos allá arriba? Espera, ¿puedes llegar por aquí? Sí. Adiós. ¿Saben cuál es lo mejor? Soy amigo de todos, así que puedo pasar sin problema alguno. Jeje. Documento técnico. Aquí estás. La torreta me dispara a mí, pero todos los demás son mis amigos. Todos están dando su puta. Paladín estrella de la hermandad, no mames. Para quiero ver quién gana esto. O sea, es que soy amigo de los de la hermandad, los indios, los del ferrocarril. Yo nada más estoy aquí de chill, viendo cómo se matan entre todos. Se murió el paladín estrella. Ah, bueno, vamos a recoger municiones. La placa. Más hijos de la hermandad. La placa. Hola. El ferrocarril. Aquí yo soy amigo de todos. Ahorita me voy a hacer enemigo de los... ¿Cómo se llama? De los del instituto, momentáneamente, porque les voy a girar bandera. ¿Por qué? Porque me caen mal. De todos, creo que actualmente son los que peor me caen. XD. Lo mejor es mantenerse al margen. Yo no le voy a dar ningún putazo ni disparo a nadie hasta que se complete todo. No me conviene. ¿A dónde se fue el paladín estrella? Ya sé que traen su arma aquí, pero ¿dónde quedó? Sí, denle de su madre. Qué mal. Hola. Todo se ve muy raro, estoy aquí de hecho en medio de todos. Madre, se lo chingaron. Ok. Mejor no lo ataco. Me quedo aquí. Toda tuya. Yo no quiero mancharme las manos con nada. Madres. Chingó a su madre. Ay, se cayó esa arma yo la quiero. Aquí hay una mancha. Ah, ese es el paladín estrella. Le hicieron pomada. Se convirtió en una masa azul. LOL. Encontramos al paladín. Se convirtió en una masa azul. Bien. Ya. Ven para acá, tú. ¿Ya vienes? Necesito que tú la destroces, si no a mí me van a girar banderas su país. Ven acá. Ándale, así. Perfecto. Ok, aquí más muertitos del ferrocarril. Documentos técnicos. Y aquí es cuando vamos a matar al pinche pendejo este. Hola.
You there, Synth.
Come on, please. Just don't.
Why are you so afraid?
I don't want to go back. Please, don't make me go back.
Relax. You're free to go.
Really?
Here they are.
God, it's a Courser.
Oh no.
Issue the reset codes and we'll relay back to the Institute. Time is critical. I cannot allow you to set these synths free. You will be
You there,
terminated and your
Synth.
actions
Come
will be
on,
reported.
please. Just don't.
Mata al Casacint. Eres mío, maldito bastardo. Órale, basura. Matamos al cazacinto.
Why are you so afraid?
I don't want to go back. Please, don't make me go back.
Looks like I found you.
We just want to be left alone.
Okay.
Building
¿Qué
a
era qué?
collection or something?
I can't believe you'd do that for us. Thank you. You've given us another chance at life. We won't forget it.
We'll get somewhere safe as soon as you're gone.
Pues listo. ¿Qué? ¿Cuáles son los parámetros que hay que seguir después de esto? A ver. Dice... Ocúpate de los niños fugados. Habla con padre en las ruinas del sitio. Vamos a hablar con padre.
Thank you for sparing us.
Bien, vámonos. Eliminamos al Copser y nos vamos de aquí. Listo. Voy a hablar con padre. Tal vez seguirán peleando aquí afuera. Sí, tal vez sigan partiendo su madre aquí afuera. Lo bueno es que yo soy de Chile aquí abajo. Oh, mierda. Todos suyos. Bien. Listo. LOL. Chale. Parece que se fueron perdiendo todos los kilos de la hermandad. A ver. Ruinas del Cecit. Okay.
Someone there? Oh.
Ah.
What's that?
Hostile sensor read engaging hostile.
Hola.
Engaging hostile.
Ok, nos quedamos con esto. Creo que todavía hay que subir un poquito más. Okay. Pinche simios. Carne de Milo. Perfecto. ¿Y cómo se supone que llego allá? Ahí es de ese lado. ¿Qué es esto? Ah, es una de estas puertitas de caja fuerte.
Yes.
Tenedor y basura que no sé. Ahí. Ok, vamos a ver cómo llegamos a ella.
Nothing to report, sir.
Encuentro cómo llegar ahí. Vamos a bajar. Vamos a ver si de este lado hay una subida. Ok. Por acá. Es que ¿cómo llego ahí? A ver, vamos a bajar. A ver, se supone que es exactamente aquí arriba. Vamos a ver si por aquí. La puerta bloqueada y sí es por aquí. Aquí estamos. Vamos, compadre, a ver qué coño nos dice, porque literalmente no me es más fácil que hemos hecho. No hicimos nada. Hola, padre.
Sean.
You know, in all my years, I've never set foot outside the Institute. Not once. Since the day they brought me here.
Ah, esta plática me fascina.
But now, this just confirms the truth I've always
Yo quisiera
known.
saber cómo pasaste, Sean, todo esto. ¿Cómo
Commonwealth
llegaste aquí arriba?
is dead. There's no future here. The only hope for
No
humanity
digas mamadas,
lies
Sean.
below.
¿Crees que está muerto la Commonwealth? Porque vives bajo tierra en tus pinches pasillos del instituto. O sea, vives con demasiada pulcredad aquí. Aquí la Commonwealth se parece a Panticlán aquí en la Ciudad de México.
It's
No
not
está
so bad,
mal.
really. People manage.
Perhaps,
La gente se las arregla.
but at a cost too great to be
Un
worth it.
costo demasiado alto, no
Standing
mames,
here,
güey. Tú quieres cambiar a todos los humanos
I'm
que
reminded
habitan
of
en
how fortunate
la
I
Tierra y
am that
cambiarlos
I
por
was
putos
spared a
robots.
life in this wasteland. I know
O
that
sea,
to
tu
you I
solución
was
para salvar al
kidnapped
humano
from
es
that
eliminar
vault.
al humano.
In truth, the Institute rescued me. Both of us, really.
They left me
Me
on ice
congelaron.
for 60 years.
They did. And for good reason. I was the perfect candidate. An infant with uncorrupted DNA. But if something were to go wrong, if I died, well, the Institute realized a contingency plan was prudent. Another source of pre-war DNA, preferably related to their primary subject. It only made sense that my parents should fill that role. So you were kept alive and safe within the vault. I'll admit, when I had you released from Vault 111, I had no expectations that you'd survive out here in all this. To not only do so, but manage to find me. To infiltrate the Institute itself. Extraordinary.
Why let me out now?
¿Por qué ahora?
After all this time.
Well, that's hard to explain. Certainly, it was no longer necessary to keep you suspended. Well, I suppose I wanted to see what would happen.
Quería ver lo que
An
ocurría.
experiment
Hijo de tu
of
puta
sorts.
madre.
I had no idea what kind of man you were, you see. Would the Commonwealth corrupt you? As it has everything else? Would you even survive? Perhaps most curious to me, would you, after all this time, attempt to find me? And now I know the answer.
Solo soy un experimento. Le voy a decir, es que eso de ser un experimento lo voy a decir, lo voy a poner, es patético.
It's pathetic, all of it.
I'm sorry you see it that way. Perhaps in time you'll see it differently. Soon, I hope. I hope you'll understand. Everything I've done has been for the future. A future which I hope is not in jeopardy after recent events. Bunker Hill did not go well for
Este güey se
us.
encabrona cada vez que
Would
le
you care
digo
to
algo.
explain what happened?
Ah. Los dejé
I made a
irse.
choice. I let the synths go free.
Why? Why would you do something so stupid?
Deja de hablarme así, hijo de tu puta madre. Es lo correcto,
It was the
amigo.
right thing to do, Sean.
There's no moral choice to be made here. This was such a simple task. I just
Y es
don't
aquí porque
understand.
siempre digo
I know
que
you're
como dicen,
capable of
padre no es el que engendra, sino el que crea.
How
Yo no
can I
crié ese
expect you
pendejo.
to represent the Institute if
Así que
this
no es
sort
mi
of
hijo.
thing continues?
Joda.
What if I
Y
don't
si no
want
quiero?
to represent the Institute? Have you thought about that?
To be quite honest, no, I hadn't considered that. It would be such a poor decision on your part. I had not given it much thought.
Estás mal de la cabeza, hijo de tu puta. Te voy a decir, estás mal de la
You may
cabeza.
actually be completely crazy.
Well, I suppose that makes your position quite clear, doesn't it? I had hoped we could be something like a family again. I hoped you shared our vision for the future. I'm afraid
voy a
there's no
compartir
room
tu
for
visión, pendejo?
sentimentality, Father. If you are not with us, then you are against us. Whatever you do going forward, do not interfere with the Institute's plans. I hope you can find some amount of peace.
Me
I dreamed of
decepcionas.
you as an adult for so long. Here you are,
Y eres decepcionante.
and I'm so disappointed.
Goodbye, Father.
Se encabronó. Vamos a volver el tiempo atrás y vamos a decirle que sí porque... Ah, qué pinche fastidioso ese pinche Sean, no mames.
So where does this leave us?
I need to be sure I can count on you going forward.
Se volvió
I
negro.
hope we could be something like a family again. I hope you shared our vision for the future. I'm afraid there's no room for
Yo
sentimentality.
también me volví
Father.
negro.
If you are not with us, then you are against us. Whatever you do going forward, do not interfere with the Institute's plans. I hope you can find some amount of peace.
So that's it. We're done then.
Goodbye, Father.
Me volví negro en el paso de los de los guardados. Está bien, vamos a decirle que sí. Sí, tiene razón ya.
I'm sorry, Sean. You're right. Let's just forget this ever happened.
It's not quite that simple.
Bunker Hill was to cement your place as a valuable asset to the Institute. It will now only raise suspicions. And to see the Brotherhood of Steel involved in this, they had no way of knowing what was going on. I will refrain from sharing the outcome with the Directorate for the moment. Things are already in motion that this would only derail. Speaking of which, it's time for you to become more involved in the future.
¡Lo mames! Ah, no, no me lo dieron. Yo pensé que sí. A ver. Vamos a iterar esta parte.
I'm sorry, Sean. You're right. Let's just forget this ever happened.
It's not quite that simple.
Bunker Hill was to cement your place as a valuable asset to the Institute. It will now only raise suspicions. And to see the Brotherhood of Steel involved in this, they had no way of knowing what was going on. I will refrain from sharing the outcome with the Directorate for the moment. Things are already in motion that this would only derail. Speaking of which, it's time for you to become more involved in the future of the Institute.
Ya verán cómo es lo mismo. Vamos a cargar otra vez esta mamada, porque si nos van a dar un buen...
See the Brotherhood of Steel involved in this? They had no way of knowing what was going on. I will refrain from sharing the outcome with the Directorate for the moment. Things are already in motion that this would only derail. Speaking of which, it's time for you to become more involved in the future.
Ah.
I will refrain from sharing the outcome with the Director. Speaking of which, it's time for you to become more involved in the future.
No me lo dio, coño.
I will refrain from sharing the outcome with the Director. Speaking of which, it's time.
Ay, güey, con esta pinche mamada.
I will refrain from sharing the outcome with. Speaking of.
Nah.
I will refrain from sharing the outcome with the Director. Speaking. It's. I will refrain from sharing the outcome with the Directorate. Speaking of which.
Maldita sea.
I will refrain from sharing the outcome. Speaking of which. It's time for. I will refrain from sharing the outcome. Speaking of which. It's time.
Que la verga.
I will refrain from sharing the outcome with. Speaking of which.
¿Por qué no me lo da? Maldita sea.
I will refrain from sharing the outcome with. Speaking of which. It's time for.
A veces me ha dado mucha gracia los sonidos negativos que haces cuando le das skip. Dice, shut up.
For the moment. Speaking of which. I will refrain from sharing the outcome with it. Speaking of which. It's time for you to become. I will refrain from sharing the outcome. Speaking of which. It's time for you to become more involved. I will refrain from sharing the outcome. Speaking of which.
A ver.
It's time for you to become more involved.
Tienen que superar los 500. No, eso no es.
I will refrain from sharing the outcome with the Directorate for the moment. Things are already in motion that this. Speaking of which. It's time. I will refrain from sharing the outcome. Speaking of which.
A ver.
It's time for you to become more involved in the future of the Institute.
Sí,
I'd
ese
like
sí.
you to join me inside.
Tenemos.
The Directorate is meeting, and you should
No
be there.
mames,
I'll be
2704 por esta
I've
mamada.
seen enough.
Que echamos a perder, por
It's
cierto.
time to go back in.
A ver qué acabamos de completar. Quién sabe qué completamos de más. Pero estuvo bien. Ok, en fin. Pues estuvo muy chido esto. Hicimos lo que quisimos. Le dijimos a padre que sí, ya perdónanos, güey. Mi chinillo pendejo. Yo no quería esa basura. Y bueno, pues ahora vamos a seguirle diciendo que sí para sacar más provecho del asunto, tener más experiencia. Y seguirle diciendo que sí a Sean hasta que se dé cuenta que realmente estamos con la hermandad del acero. Y nos termine botando a la chingada. Y después vamos a ir a romperle su puta madre. Pero bueno. Gajes del oficio. Por eso me gusta tanto la historia de Fallout 4. Es muy... es única. O sea... te raptan a tu niñito, pendejo. Cuando tú estás criogenizado, te vuelven a criogenizar y después descubres que tu hijo ya es un pinche viejo de 64 años. Y tienes que decidir entre si ayudarlo o destruirlo. Y pues la respuesta correcta a mí me parece que es destruirlo. ¿Por qué? Porque el instituto es el problema de la Commonwealth. Son del único que se quejan todos. El enemigo en común es el instituto. ¿Qué pasa si me aviento? Nada. Yo pensé que me iba a matar. A ver, ¿qué es la una? Axel, ¿sigues ahí? Digo, Alex. Are you there? Anybody home?
I'm just getting started.
No responde. ¿Seguirá ahí? ¿Ya se habrá mimido? ¿Su narcolepsia habrá atacado de nuevo? A ver. Si no contesta, lo voy a invitar a una party. A ver si de casualidad, contesta. ¿Quizá dónde cayó? Madre, se le cayó la pierna. Se le cayó un brazo. A ver. Anda en el juego en el Fall Guys, pero ni idea. A ver, ahorita le invitamos y si se une, pues vamos al Fall Guys. Corto el stream y lo vuelvo a poner. ¿Por qué? Pues porque no voy a subir un pinche stream así. Para la serie de Fallout, no lo voy a poder volver a subir así. Así que, pues vamos a ello. A ver si alguien ya mandó mensaje en los grupos. Nada más el Chris, al fin contestó. Que le dije que mi vida actualmente es un desmadre. La verdad sí es un desmadre, pero bueno. ¿Qué se le va a hacer? Es el camino del dinero. Así que estamos en viaje. Hasta llegar a nuestro destino. Y nuestro destino es ser 5 veces más millonario que Elon Musk. Así que XD. ¿Qué pedo con ese carro? Se movió. What the fuck. Pues el Alex. Ni idea. Ok, ya le dimos acá. Y ahora vamos a... ¿dónde tenemos que ir? Unidad refinada. Así está la reunión del director. Si supiera, padre, cuántas veces lo estamos traicionando. Estamos ayudando a los del ferrocarril a sacar SINs de sus instalaciones. Estamos ayudando a la hermandad a construir a Liberty Prime, que los va a destruir. En fin, ¿qué se le va a hacer? Vamos a compadre al instituto, pero antes vamos a darnos el nivel necesario en hombre de acción para que se me generen más puntos de acción más rápido. Listo, 75% más rápido. No contestó. Vamos a invitarlo. A ver si se une. Si se une, pues ahí vemos. Si no se une, pues ya sabrá que se mimió.
Just as you gave life to Father, he gave life to many of us.
Ay, todos adoran a Padre aquí como si fuera una especie de Dios. Me lleva el coño. Salió más egocéntrico que yo. Hola, pendejo.
It's important.
Sí, tenemos que completar esa misión anterior porque nos da un perro y vergo de experiencia. Tan solo vean, estamos más allá del nivel. A ver. Después de esto, ¿qué le voy a dar? Tengo que darle entre percepción y agilidad para obtener también esta de acá. Esta, de refractor. No sé qué darle. Yo creo que le voy a dar a percepción. ¡Ah, ya se unió el Alex! A gusto. Vamos a ver cuánto tarda en hablar. Ah, que la verga, ¿te puedes callar, pinche padre? Córrele, ándale. Ah, it's important. Claro. A huevo que sí. El Alex hace ruidos raros en su diadema. What the fuck? Alex. ¿Qué pasó, chavo? Jaja, el full gaze.
Good, we're all here. I think it's time we begin.
Sir, excuse me, but what exactly is he doing here?
I will address that issue. But there are other subjects that require our attention first. The level of unrest in the Commonwealth continues to rise as we're
Voy a cortar aquí el stream por aquí y voy a ir para allá. Para Fall Guys. ¿Qué es esto?
Dr. Ayo has been keeping an eye on things topside.
Yes.
Carpetas.
Watchers show no additional threats beyond those previously identified. We're still monitoring the increased activity around Fort Independence, but there are no immediate signs we should be concerned. Boston International
Lápiz y un montón de cosas, carpetas, bolígrafos.
Intelligence suggests that this railroad continues to operate and is becoming more ambitious. SRB agents are monitoring all known situations, sir.
Very good, thank you. It's clear that our safety needs to be the primary concern going forward. To that end, where are we on Phase 3?
Excuse me,
a ver.
Sir, are you sure this is, well, the proper time to be discussing that? Considering, I mean, given all parties present.
A ver, ¿no me habrás sacado de la party?
Yes, that's
marcó error.
Have you heard anything about Phase 3?
Of course.
Really? Well, there's no shame in being out of the loop, as it were. The project has been classified for quite a long time. Power is, as I'm sure you've seen above ground, a very valuable commodity.
I'm not talking about some abstract concept of control. I mean real, tangible power. The kind that keeps the lights on. With every advance the Institute
Claro que
makes, our need for raw power increases. Many compromises and sacrifices have been made over the years to allow progress to continue.
Ajá.
In this world, I'm sure compromise is necessary.
Quite right. For far too long, we've been dependent on others. On our surroundings. That time is over. Phase 3 is simply the activation of a nuclear reactor that can provide enough power to the Institute now and forever. It will ensure not just our survival, but our prosperity.
Can you tell me more about this reactor?
Certainly. It was originally built for the Commonwealth Institute of Technology before the war, but was only for testing. Over the years, we've advanced the technology, made a great many improvements, and are finally nearly ready to activate it. The reactor is close to ready, but recent tests have determined we have a few tasks ahead of us. Thus, we come to Phase 3, and to how you will help.
Sir.
Yes, Dr. Ayo. Previously, we would rely on Kellogg for above-ground operations, yes? Well, he is gone. While I'm not overly fond of putting my own father in harm's way, he has proven more than capable of handling himself.
Yes, but...
This is not a matter for debate. Now, there is one more subject that requires discussion.
I don't know that this is the time.
Dr. Holdren, it is time. Please. As I'm sure several of you are already aware, I have been under Dr. Volkert's care for some time. I'm sorry, this is difficult for me. Our best efforts have failed. Every experimental treatment we could devise has been unsuccessful. I'm
dying.
I'm sorry to say I am dying.
No!
Please,
Can't be serious!
Everyone, please. I am sorry. This is not how I wanted to tell you, but we're running out of time.
Why would you joke about this? It isn't funny.
Were it a joke, I'd agree it's in poor form. But I'm afraid it's not. We can talk more later. Right now, the future of the Institute is at stake. The Institute cannot survive without leadership. The Directorate must continue to govern with the best interest of all in mind. To that end, I am naming my father as my successor.
A mi padre como sucesor.
You can't be serious!
Really?
How can you possibly justify this? He isn't one of us. He isn't even a scientist.
Ignoring your borderline insubordinate tone, I will simply say this. The Institute has enough scientists. What it needs is a leader. I believe my father has already proven himself more than capable in that regard. This will conclude this meeting. Thank you.
Hago esto. Todos los opencos dijeron que sí, sin respingar.
I had no idea.
I know this is... well, it's a lot to take in at once. I'm sorry, Father. I hope it wasn't too presumptuous of me to put you in charge without even asking first.
What would it mean to be in charge?
Most divisions of the Institute are fairly autonomous, perfectly capable of functioning without intervention. Where those divisions interact, however, problems can arise. You'd lead the Directorate in setting policy, resolving disputes, and the like. There's no question that some of the Directorate, and the Institute at large, will need reassurances about your appointment. That's why I'd like you to take charge of this latest operation. Dr. Fillmore can fill you in on the details. There are hard decisions ahead, for all of us, but for you especially. I know that you'll do the right thing.
Okay. Está tan seguro que haré las cosas correctas y la verdad es que sí haré lo correcto. Lo correcto es acabar con el instituto.
Decisions ahead for all of us.
Y me dieron toda la experiencia. Y me subí de nivel otra vez. Genial. Pues bueno, vamos a cortar el stream por aquí. Ya hicimos bastantes misiones del instituto y siento que me estoy engolosinando. Ay, güey, ya empezaron las misiones de Mass Fusion. Híjole, tenemos que progresar con la hermandad. ¡Ay! ¡Una niña! Vamos a guardar así, vamos a darle acá y vamos a darle a... no sé si darle percepción o darle agilidad. Vamos a darle percepción. Y ya. Lo malo de eso que me da 2 de inteligencia, nunca le voy a dar a esta mamada. Vamos a hacerle después a refractor, bueno, a otro de acá y después le damos a refractor. Bien. Pues bueno, vamos a cortar el stream por aquí. Haremos al... Fuck guys. Así que pues bueno, pues chao chao. Y empezamos después con las misiones de la hermandad del acero. Porque si no... nos lleva a la chingada. Así que pues nos vemos en la próxima.